What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy birthday, Noah. But first, this podcast is presented to you by Macy's. I love a good fall refresh, and thanks to Macy's, I have a super comfortable comforter that makes it hard for me to get out of bed in the morning. I'm not gonna lie. My comforter is super comfy and warm, perfect for the fall and winter seasons. And of course, I got my brand new couch from Macy's that fits right into my little office guest room, turns into a pull-out couch. It's gray and I absolutely love it. Just came in a couple weeks ago and I'm starting to get that room figured out, all thanks to Macy's.
Exactly. If you are that type of person that loves to switch around for the seasons, maybe you want to get a little cozier for the colder months in your bedroom, switch out some blankets, pillows, comforter. Macy's has you covered. They have all the great stuff. Maybe your linen closet, you want to change up your towels in the bathroom, upgrade your towels. They have it all for you, and you can also shop their sale. Don't miss out. Shop online at Macys.com or swing by in store from October 18th to the 27th and get up to 40 to 60% off fall home decor. So super easy, Macys.com, and make sure your home is cozy and warm and you're looking forward to going home every day.
Yes, everyone, shop Macys.com and get ready for the fall and winter. Happy birthday, Noah. How we feeling?
Hey, now
feeling older.
Feeling a little bit older?
Yeah. Well, we got some nice decorations.
Yeah,
behind me.
nice decorations.
Shout out
and
Sarah and everyone.
We have some gifts for you.
Oh.
I have a gift for you. Close your eyes.
Okay.
Close your eyes.
Actually close them?
Actually close them.
Put it on the spot. Oh my God. Wow. You know, Marty actually he texted me.
It's a bag of
happy
Doritos
birthday.
for all of those that are
like-
listening on audio.
He was like, I owe you one bag of Doritos. So did he know that you were doing this?
Yeah, he did. Why would he say that in his text?
Yeah.
I told him I was doing that.
So now 2 bags of Doritos.
Oh my God. Well, I know these are your favorites, so I got you the Cool Ranch.
She's like, guess what? I already have 2 bags.
Wow. Thanks, guys.
For those that don't know, Noah showed up to my apartment for a Sunday family dinner with 1 bag of Doritos, so I had to follow the tradition.
Yeah.
But I got one more thing
My
for you.
mom, by the way, was disgusted with me when she heard that.
She
was like lecturing me. I was like, enough.
Yeah, it makes sense, but
yeah.
Well, you know, she's like, she's your mom. She's like, I raised you better than that, you know?
No, she was like questioning. She's like, where did I go wrong?
I did enjoy the Doritos, but I also have one more thing.
It's like a never-ending bag over there.
No, this is the last thing.
There's
This is
gonna
the
be
last
pretzels.
thing.
Oh,
Nerds Gummy Clusters.
wow! There goes my whole diet plan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks, guys.
We were gonna go with just 1 bag of Doritos, but then you told me you like Cool Ranch better.
Yeah.
Sarah actually had a fantastic idea that we couldn't fully execute because it just came too late. But to get you a cake that had nothing, that was peanut free, but just in the shape of a peanut.
Oh my God! I think I probably wouldn't have eaten it.
You probably wouldn't have trusted it, but it was.
you would have been.
It's
scared.
like when they say like things are flavored peanut, but like, oh, it doesn't have. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
No, it was
Like,
literally it would have just been like a chocolate cake, but like to look like a peanut.
That would have been genius.
Yeah.
That would have been
funny.
genius.
Would have been genius.
Next year, we'll have to remember for
We'll
next year.
remember for the big 3-0.
Yeah,
Oh my
big
God.
3-0. We just have a peanut themed party.
Did I tell you that, guys, that I got new EpiPens?
Yes,
thank
did.
God.
You sent us
Yeah.
a picture. Thank
Oh,
God. We were very happy for you.
We're extremely relieved about the whole thing.
Especially now that we're like going out, traveling again, doing shows,
Yeah, it's
doing,
just gonna be about like remembering to bring them.
Yeah.
They're big.
You should get
Yeah.
extras for us to carry around so that we have them too. So that
Yeah.
you always
them in our
have them.
purse.
Yeah, we can put them in our purse. Like we got to stay strapped. Like we need to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
Someone's got to invent an EpiPen that can fit in my wallet. Like, how is that not a thing?
Yeah.
Maybe you can. Maybe this is the
If
fortune
anyone
that
else
you will
out
come
there
into.
is like an inventor or engineer or something.
No, you got to patent it. You got to make this your own.
like,
You got to
Yeah.
make the bucks off it.
yeah, what would you
I
call
mean,
it?
there's no way Big Pharma isn't working on that.
I'm just like, everything that we have this day and age, like
Yeah, no,
iPhones,
yeah.
like they can't figure that out. Like, it's probably, it would save lives. It really would.
I
I
think you're right.
I think you're right. I think this is a beautiful message, but I think
What would
you
they call
should...
it? If I patent it, should I just call it like the Noah pen? The Noah card?
The Noah pen. Yeah, you should, because you can make money off this. This is your idea.
Yeah.
And now you're putting it out into the world. Someone's going to snatch it. But at least you'll be saving lives with your idea, even if you don't benefit from it. Well, you would benefit.
It looks like there is one that is pocket-sized.
That's probably the one I had before. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's too thick.
Yeah, it's
You want
it's a rectangle, but it's thick.
Yeah.
You want a sleek one that fits right into your wallet.
Yeah. Come on.
That's next birthday. That's our gift to you next birthday.
You'll be like, hey, so we've had a scientist working on
they
this.
say it's the size of a credit card and about the thickness of a cell phone.
Ooh, that's thick.
Yeah, I needed to be able to, because that's, I don't want to bulge in my pants. That's
Right.
that's the main thing.
But how
here.
thick can it really be? Because it has to,
What the fuck was
He
that?
doesn't want to be bulging.
It's just true. like in my back pocket, in my side pocket. Like I don't need like something sticking out of my pocket. You know, like.
Well, they gotta like be able to fit the medicine in it. You know.
No, I know, but like.
Like it can't just be super thin. Like it does need the medicine
I think
in
it could be. So,
Work on
eventually.
it. Work on it. How we feeling middle of the week, guys?
I'm exhausted.
Makes sense.
I'm crashed. It's that time.
Yeah.
I'm crashing. Like I'm still riding the high, and now it's whoosh, coming down hard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Coming down real hard. My apartment's a disaster. I haven't unpacked. All I want to do is just lay on my couch and watch TV. You know.
Yeah.
My hardest decision and it's one of those things where you're and Joe and I were talking about it because we were just like both home last night. We were like, so what now? Like, it's just, you just spend so much time. Your brain is just consumed with planning and wedding and like everything. And then when it's over, you're just like, what's a gal to do with the extra time?
Right. So much life to live.
No, I know. I joked with him. I was like, life.
Yeah, life.
Now here comes life. But no, I wedding prep and trying to eat well and all those things. And last night I was just lying on the couch and I was like, God, Domino's or McDonald's for dinner. Domino's or McDonald's.
Honestly, just treat yourself.
Yeah, I got Domino's for like the first time in maybe 6 months.
Oh, that's big.
Which
for
is the longest I've probably ever gone.
And how good?
In a while.
How
oh
good
my
did it taste?
God, it was so fucking.
Oh gosh, that sounds
God,
incredible.
it was good.
That sounds incredible. Treat
Got
yourself.
a cookie brownie too.
Sends shivers down my spine.
I know it. It hit the spot. Let me tell you.
Treat yourself.
It hit the spot.
You deserve it, honey bunch.
Thanks. But you went to go have your lunch before, and I was like fetal position in this chair. I almost fell asleep. Like my eyes were closing.
Got cozy on the chair.
Steve, who works here, walked by and like he was like coming to ask her a question. He was like, "Is that Fran?"
Yeah, but he also just like didn't say anything. Like I was just like scrolling TikTok, but I was like this, and I was just like, and I looked up and I was like, "Hey," like
right
he was just
here.
standing in the doorway. Like I was
Yeah.
like, you could have just been like, "Hey, Fran,
Right.
I got a question
I was
for
also
you."
like, who else would be like in that position?
In the
on
fetal
Fran's
position
chair?
on Fran's chair. Yeah, you're just getting comfy cozy like a little
was.
caterpillar.
I was.
I'm going to so I talk about doing Pilates and going to the gym, but I'm incorporating a new exercise into my life tonight. I'm going to hot yoga for the first time. Now I've done hot Pilates a bunch before and I really like hot Pilates, but I've never done hot yoga.
Have you done regular yoga?
I've done regular yoga, but literally less than a handful of times.
Okay.
I'm looking for something that is in between my other workouts, a bit more relaxing, like head, mind, body, like, and a class near me does like a candle lit,
beautiful
hot yoga or warm yoga. You can go, I'm gonna start off with warm.
That's smart.
And then go into hot. Even though I've done hot Pilates a bunch, people
but it's just
talk
something you
about
haven't done in a while,
and
regardless,
people
you know?
talk about hot yoga differently than they talk about hot Pilates.
Yeah.
Because like in Pilates, you're moving a lot more, so I think you're more distracted. Whereas hot yoga, it's more like still movements that I think you maybe feel the heat like a little bit more. I don't know. I haven't done it, so I'm gonna try that for the first time tonight. Warm candle lit yoga.
Sounds lovely.
And it just sounds really nice because as we talk about getting into more of traveling with the upcoming tour, it's easy to like on tour, go to the gym hotel in the morning, get your workout in, continue the day. But I want something that gives me more of the like a quietness in between those moments, you know, more of like a calming thing. So I'm excited to try it. Maybe I'll hate it, but I don't know. I think I'll like it.
That'll be really nice.
Yeah.
I laughed in my head because very early on in my relationship, Joe was doing a lot of like Bikram yoga and hot yoga. And we went to one class together in the West Village. It was the one and only time we ever went because when I tell you, he sweat so much in this hot yoga. Like I was like, I can't even, you're grossing me out. Like you're, like this is like, you're pouring sweat all over the place. Like, it's like
apparently disgusting. You do pour sweat.
No, you do. And you do. That's what's happening. But it was like,
my friend
Hope, was another level.
My friend Hope does hot yoga and she was like, no, like legitimately I need to put a extra, you already have a towel on your mat. I have to put an extra towel because of how much I sweat during hot yoga. But I'm excited for that because I'm used to more of like a fast paced workout or like solid core is slow, but the movements are slow, but it's hardcore. Yeah, you know, like it's not as it's not. It's so fucking hard, and you move slow, but it's not relaxing. No, like I feel like yoga, you know, has that relaxing, meditative element to it. So definitely. I'm excited to try. We'll see. You know, we'll see how it goes. Candlelit. I'm excited.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful. So
it'll be nice lighting and like it'll be, you know,
like
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my Tuesday night.
Yeah, it'll be lovely.
Yeah. All right. So should we get into some topics?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to be talking about Taylor Swift. She's releasing an Eras Tour book. Also, Eras Tour starts again this Friday in Miami. This book will be released before the Jonas Brothers book. Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater seem to be going strong post SNL party, lovey-dovey. There's apparently no bad blood between Salma Hayek and Nicole Kidman, they say. Also, a book, Disney High, was released. It's the untold story of the rise and fall of Disney Channel's tween empire. And there's some icky stories in there, including one about Raven-Symoné and them CGIing Raven-Symoné's body while she was on That's So Raven. And we're also going to do a Tell Me Lies recap before the finale. Yes. Everyone listen before you watch Wednesday night, possibly, or maybe you watched it before.
Honestly, when we recorded on Monday, I was like, oh my God, that's all I want to do. And that's all I did. Yeah. I caught up. I watched all the episodes.
Tell Me Lies. And we have a great, fabulous interview with Heather McMahan, more like a little chat. Heather just wanted to sit down and chat. She's been doing a lot of interviews, a lot of press all week. So, you know, we love having fun with her and just laughing and have a good time. So we'll get into that and let's get into the topics. So Taylor Swift released some more news ahead of Eras Night 1 in Miami on Friday. She will be releasing an Eras Tour book. I think people are very excited about this. It's a little different than what they're used to. They thought maybe, indigestion. They thought maybe, you know, Reputation announcement. Yeah. What else is coming? No, Eras Tour book. And then also for the Tortured Poets Department, we're going to get the vinyl and vault tracks. 35 tracks.
The official Eras Tour book filled with her own personal reflections, never before seen behind the scenes photos, all the magical memories you guys brought every single night, and the Tortured Poets Department, the anthology on vinyl and CD will all be available for the first time ever only at Target on November 29th.
Target stores are going to be packed around Christmas time.
Target is...
Is that Black Friday? November 29th? That's Black Friday.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
They're bringing back the madness of Black Friday because guess what? Black Friday now takes place online. People aren't rushing to the stores at midnight like they once did. Nope. But now we're going to get a little nostalgic and we're going to be people are rushing the doors for Target on Black Friday.
Wow.
I kind of live for it. It's very Thanksgiving, Black Friday-esque. Bring me back.
Yep. Good timing. Smart on her end. I mean, one is not smart, you know. But yeah, it's they must just sit in a room and think like, this is just the most successful tour of all time.
Jesus, does she ever not need more money?
What have we not done yet? Like, book done.
They're probably sitting in there going, well, the Jonas Brothers flubbed this one up so much that we might as well put out a book to save the brothers' ass for how people are pissed that book never came out. And now we'll put out the Eras Tour book and people will be happy. No, but honestly, though, it's a great thing for the fans to see never before seen footage, a great coffee table book, just a great book to have in your home. I think it's a great idea, and it's also perfect for suckers all around the world that will buy literally anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't say that in a demeaning or a bad term. Yeah. We are suckers. We buy everything that people sell us.
I am a consumer. Mm-hmm. Consumerism has me in a chokehold always. And I saw this and I was like, I'll probably buy that.
Right. Consumer at heart.
Yeah. 100%.
Why not? It's a keepsake. You look back on it.
It's a beautiful thing.
You could pass it down.
Yeah.
Look at how cool this was.
Absolutely.
There's so many things that I got as a kid that I wish I held on to now. And as I have gotten older, I've gotten more sentimental with that on holding on to things. But I look back to the High School Musical concert, my first concert ever, and I got, the book there.
Yeah.
And I don't have it anymore. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why didn't I hold on to those things to look back on? Like, it makes me upset that I didn't hold on to that. So people can get this book, have a memory. They went to the concert. Now they have this book to look back on. Years from now, they can look back on this. I think it's a great idea.
I needed my mom to have a little bit more of like the hoarding gene. She really didn't.
So neither did mine.
Love you, Mom, but like I blame you for that big time. Like my mom would go into my room and just throw shit out.
Same.
She'd be like, "What is this junk?" And I'm like, "Oh, I wanted to keep that." No, it's gone. It's
Same.
gone. When we moved out of her house, like she gave me like one lot, like I just going through everything. She's like, I don't want to keep that. I was like, wait, what? I want to keep these things. Don't throw them out.
I totally feel you. Had the same experience. Yep. My mom, very, very, very. My mom and my dad, very, very, very clean. Like everything has to be spotless. Yeah. So I would always have to, go. You gotta clean your room. You gotta clean your room, and we do clean outs of my room. And I also feel like I went through phases of life where I'm like, I'm done with this phase of life, and like would just throw things away.
Totally.
And I'm like, it's not me anymore. And then I look back and I'm like, well, I should have at least held on to those things to look back on.
Like old journal, like I'm just like some shit I think just got thrown away.
One thing I really wish I had is my pink Dell laptop. I just so badly wished I had my pink Dell laptop. It held so many memories, so many very serious but bad singing videos of myself alone in my room singing "Don't Forget" by Demi Lovato. Like I just wish I had these things.
I know.
And I just don't. And I have such, it makes me upset. I'm like, I'll never get those back.
Yeah.
Like, they're gone.
I know.
This is why we need to, as a society, print our pictures. Because all of our pictures are on our phones now.
Yep.
And everyone's so used to having them on their phones. But we have to remember to print them out often. And make scrapbooks and photo albums.
I absolutely agree.
To hold on to, because you just never know if this thing just goes, whoop, disappears one day.
My middle school and high school, early high school years, all those photos, concerts, things that I went to, they were all on a laptop that's just dead and gone. Like I think it's just like the laptop broke. It's never was fixed, and I have it's probably just gone now. I don't know where.
It's so upsetting.
Like that's it. But yeah, all
you need
those
the backup
moments,
for the backup and to print them out. I got to get back to printing things so that we have them. But that's why this book is so cool. It's like you have this book, and maybe you didn't take these pictures yourself, but you know that you attended one of the concerts, and you can look back on such a cool experience. And I'm sure there's really cool excerpts in there and everything. So I think it's awesome. I think it's a great idea. And I'm excited to see that the shows are beginning again in Miami, see what happens there. Obviously, the speculation continues of when is Reputation coming. She was wearing a purse the other day that seemed like it had an R with a snake around it. And so people are like, is that another sign? She's been wearing a lot of plaid, reading into all of that. So who knows? Maybe some announcement on Friday night, or maybe no announcement. Maybe it's just another Eras Tour show.
Right. We get so much, and then we're also just like so spoiled with music from her that in my head I almost just thought, yeah, it's been a while since she's put out something. Like, it's crazy. You know, it's not even like she put out 9 million songs
in April
this year, like not that long ago. But when it comes to like the re-records, it's like, oh my God, it's been a late, like when did she put out, what was the last one she did? 1989?
1989 was around this time last year.
Right? I think so, right? That would make sense. Because that's like, I'm like, it's been a while. Oh yeah, October 27th, 2023. So, same kind of thing where you're like, October 26th. So, right around that 1 year mark.
Right. Reputation, TikTok.
And it's, and then there's some artists where we've been waiting like years and years and years.
Yeah.
And she just feeds us so much.
So much content, so many things to consume and buy. And I'm excited to see this tour kick off again, because then this is going to be the last leg, and then it's going to be the end.
That's a wrap on the Eras Tour.
Like the greatest tour that's existed.
Yep.
It's incredible, and she deserves some good time off after this tour, and this year wraps up some nice time off. But very
very
exciting.
Had a lovely time at the Yankees game.
Yeah, it did look like they had a lovely time at the Yankees game. Yankees won. Mets also won last night. If the all time would be Yankees and Mets World Series.
It would be really cool.
We need it.
Yeah.
As people in New York,
yeah,
we need a Mets Yankees World Series. And let me tell you this much, I'll be rooting against my fiance.
Yeah.
If it's Mets and Yankees.
I love it.
I
put Rhea and Marty in the gambling game.
Oh my God, imagine my dad and Marty in the gambling game. Mets versus Yankees. I wish I didn't say that idea out loud.
No, you actually can. I mean, it's live. You can't put your dad live.
No, absolutely not.
Your needs at least a 10-second delay.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when it comes to sports. Oh my God. No, I mean, like my dad and my brother. I grew up a huge Mets fan. I really don't talk about it really at all, because when I started working at Barstool, it was like everyone was such a big fan that I felt like I was not really, I don't know what the word is.
Imposter.
Yeah, not an imposter, because I'm not like so diehard, but my family grew up diehard.
Like, oh, I don't think I care as much as these guys.
Right, like
care.
I'm not like so.
They can have this.
But it like my family really are huge Mets fans. I never really talk about it, and of course now that it's important, I'm talking about it. I don't want to just jump on the bandwagon, but it is very cool, and I would love to see like my dad and my brother be like so happy and pumped up for a Mets win. So unfortunately, I would be rooting against my fiance. Now, if the Yankees ended up winning, I'd be more than happy for them as well.
Yep.
But as my dad, gets older, I'm rooting for that guy to get a win.
I think that's so fair.
I have a question.
If they do, sorry,
Yankees
no,
have won plenty.
Yeah, I just think if the Mets Yankees go to the World Series, Game 6 would be on the night of my brother's wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, and I legit think that my brother would be focusing more on.
No, I was going to say that.
On the Mets than his wedding. Like,
I think you would.
My brother is
there's like
such a
something
big
that
Mets
you can
fan.
do that is really cool. Like, it is funny because if most wedding festivities, like dinner, like all that stuff, are more on the earlier side. So if the game's like at night, you just wheel in the TV, maybe wheel it in.
Yeah, I just know that that's what they'll be focused on. It's also unfortunate because there has been a lot of drama at Barstool with the streaming of guys not being able to be at streaming things.
Yeah.
And Marty been like, my fucking, like, it. He's like,
right.
He's like, if this stream happens, and I'm just like,
right.
It's your brother's. he's in my brother's.
No, I know,
like, it's impossible. Like,
Yeah.
no, he would never miss my brother's wedding.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
also a groomsman in the wedding. Like, it's just an impossible situation.
Yep.
He's also in his best friend's wedding this Friday, or one of his best friend's wedding this Friday while there's a Yankees game. So it's just like wedding season with a baseball. We talked about this though when people are always like, I would skip the wedding. It's like, you don't skip one of your best friend or your family member's weddings. That's absurd. That's not real life. So yeah, but it would be quite entertaining if it was Mets versus Yankees. I forgot how we got there. Taylor and Travis were at the Yankees game.
They were at the Yankees
and
game.
I think people were saying that it seemed like Taylor was rooting for the Yankees and Travis was rooting for Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
that's fun. That's the fun
Taylor,
of it.
Taylor is a New York resident. She's got a home here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some New York love there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was her, I'd be like, hey, look, until we take this thing to the next level, I'm not rooting for Cleveland.
Right. That's the conversation that's been like in my house, because Matt's always like, well, you're going to be a Yankees fan. And my brother-in-law is also a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
So my sister is also in the same. She's always
Same
like,
boat.
she's like, I'm a Mets fan, but we're gonna raise Luca to be a Yankees fan. Like, his dad's a Yankees fan. He's gonna be watching the games. And then you got Matt being like, Rhea's already wearing all my Yankee shirts all the time. And I'm like, I am. Like, I'm already.
That's what
I'm
I was
already
gonna say.
there.
Like,
When
when
we
you gonna raise your kids?
Yankee.
You and Joe also like don't have.
I think it's whoever's the bigger fan. So so for me, Matt is such a huge Yankees fan. They're going to be Yankees fans. Like, what am I going to pretend? Like, no, they have to be Mets fans. Like, they're going to be Yankees fans. I can't sit here and pretend that I'm some huge, that it matters to me.
Yep.
You, on the other hand, your kids are going to be Eagles fans.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not even a question.
No, I wouldn't say it's not a question. He's certainly going to try and instill as much Jets as he can, but I will just overpower him.
The Eagles got more spirit.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm just more obnoxious about it. Like, he's not. Like, he's a Jets fan, but like, when I'm buying an entire Eagles onesie wardrobe, he's not going to be like, oh, like, let me get, like, he's going to be like, all right. Like, it's just, yeah.
Josh, who works here, he was telling me, because he has a kid and they agreed, like, the Eagles and 49ers played last year, and they were like, the winner of that game that's who our kid will be rooting for. And and he lost. So now his kid's an Eagles fan.
Wow, you're putting a lot at stake.
That is awesome, though. That's incredible and so funny.
Honestly, good story.
That is a great story.
Eagles game. He's like, I'm going to the Eagles game.
That is.
I'm like, you have to live with that your whole life.
That's such a good story for the kid.
For exactly when they grow up and they're like, why are you an Eagles fan? It's like, well, let me tell you about a little game back in 2022
when I was incoherent and my parents made a little bet against each other. No, that's a great story, but yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to like who's the bigger fan.
Yeah, look, and am I going to end up living on Long Island? Yes. So am I going to absolutely be putting my children in a torture chamber, making them Philadelphia fans living on Long Island? Yeah.
And then they
but
say,
you know what? That's just the way it goes.
My mom's a big Eagles fan,
Patriot fan, and everything, like in New York.
Yeah.
It happens.
You're different. Yeah, you're different than everyone else.
It happens.
Yep.
That's just
it was me. I mean, I grew up and everybody in my neighborhood were Giants fans. Some Jets fans, but mostly Giants fans. So, suck it up.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, our kids they'll be Yankees, but they're gonna be Islanders fans.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't care much about the Rangers.
Right.
And my family's big Islanders.
Yeah.
So it's like, we'll get the Islanders.
Yeah, I have a feeling my kids might end up being real confused. Like, there's going to be there could be some New York, Philadelphia crossover, which is probably going to be tough for them. Mm-hmm. But it's sometimes it happens. Like one of my brother's best friends is a Knicks, Rangers, Cowboys fan. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, dude, why the Cowboys? Like,
it
why?
happens. Family.
And it's it's just, and then it's just a thing from his dad. Like, it's
somebody grew up watching the games
like Cowboys
with them.
and Knicks. Like, so, yeah. But
that's
there'll
how it
probably be
goes.
some Knicks thrown into my life. Joe cares more about the Knicks, I think.
Really, basketball.
Yeah, but I'm a big Sixers fan, so.
That's the thing.
Right.
It's like you can't split it. You can't be like, oh well, he'll be this fan for like you have to be across the board.
No, I'm saying some people do.
But
Like,
I think that's crazy. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I just said
then everyone else will be like, what? You're a fan of this team and this team and this
Yeah, but people do it.
team. Yeah.
People do it. I think it's like football is different too, because like the Jets and the Eagles don't play each other as much, and different conferences, and so it's like that helps. Knicks and Sixers, so that's
Wasn't this
tough.
a conversation on Love Is Blind, or was it about something else? Where they're like, she's like, you can name the kid, but I get this.
Yeah,
She's like, all right, fine, you can name the boy. Oh, because she was like, I'm
yeah.
gonna
She
name
was
the
telling
daughter or something.
yeah. She was like, you can name our son for I don't know something. It was I don't
Isn't
know.
that a line in High School Musical and Work This Out? Get tickets to the Knicks and Sixers.
I think it might be.
It's
Work
Knicks
This
and
Out.
Sixers, right? Or music mixers? Am I just saying Knicks and Sixers?
Because it sounds good.
Get tickets to the Knicks and Sixers.
I don't know if that's it, but it works perfectly. Oh, it is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get tickets to the Knicks and Sixers. Kick it with the music mixer.
There you go. That's
Buy a
both
ride
lines.
that suits my style.
Yep.
Ride around the pool the while. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
All right, moving on.
Anyways,
Anyway, went off
so
there.
we'll see. Hopefully things stay. Taylor and Travis will be having this conversation.
Yeah, soon enough.
I mean, Taylor's completely forgotten
About the Eagles.
About the Eagles.
Right.
So is her dad.
Yeah.
You know.
It's easy though. He's on the team.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't just. Here's the thing. Taylor didn't just start dating someone that's a fan of the Chiefs.
No, I know.
She started dating one of the best Chiefs players.
like the guy.
So
Yeah.
it's like you know what I mean. You can't falter
But it's
there.
like
No.
with Jason and Kylie, if Jason were to get traded, it's like she was gonna be an Eagles fan no matter what.
Yeah,
Well-
Kylie did say that. She was like, I still would.
Kylie's a diehard.
Yeah.
Like Taylor, I don't think Taylor was ever a diehard Eagles fan, and Kylie's a diehard.
It's kind of like me.
That's why I got chirped by her. Like
Yeah.
she's just like she's from that kind of family where she was like my family would disown me like if I started wearing other stuff. So like it's so funny even when she does go to Chiefs games she wears like Travis merch.
Right. For me, I put myself in the category of when I would say before I started at Barstool, I was more
Yeah.
than I think what Taylor Swift was. Like I definitely was more of a fan. Like I watched a ton of games with my dad. And then when I started working here, like I said, I kind of was like, ooh, I'm an imposter. But when I started dating Matt and I started wearing Yankees shirts around my house, my dad was like, what's this about? And I was like, oh, come on. You're used to Nicole wearing Yankee shirts. And he was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right.
He was just like, all right.
Yeah.
My first daughter broke me in and now we're going to this one. We are super jealous that Kelly Keys and Gia get to go to Eras Tour in Miami night one, thanks to Game Time in Florida this Friday in Miami. Maybe you're looking to go. Maybe you're looking to score some last minute tickets to the Eras show in Florida. That's on October 18th and 19th, the 20th. There's also one in NOLA coming up the weekend of the 25th. And this is all thanks to Game Time. We love getting out to live events, whether it's a concert, football game, a show, thanks to the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. And you know how much we love Game Time. There's also a new feature, Game Time Picks. It filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Once again, Kelly and Gia, they're going to Taylor Swift thanks to Game Time, and we are incredibly jealous. So you can also maybe get tickets. Just pull up your chosen event, turn on GT Picks, setting at the top of your screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. So what are you waiting for? Get those tickets. Don't miss out on the Eras Tour. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHICKS for $20 off, and download the Game Time app today. What time is it? It is game time. All right, moving on to Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater. They are still going strong. I think people were interested to see where this couple was going to end up in the future because it was a hot topic relationship with his past relationship, the rumors surrounding that. Did Ariana Grande break them up? Ethan Slater's ex-wife, they have a child. So much conversation surrounding it. And Ariana Grande in interviews would allude to the fact that people didn't really know what they were talking about and that these were just rumors. And they seem to be going strong. Lovey-dovey at an SNL after party after Ariana Grande hosted SNL, which, by the way, did you see Cara Delevingne got denied going into SNL because her tickets were for the tickets were for the run-through, not for the actual show.
She had dress rehearsal tickets?
Cara Delevingne had dress rehearsal tickets, not show tickets, and got denied from SNL.
She doesn't have any connections or anything?
Wow.
Yeah, this was on TMZ.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was just a little side note there. But Ethan Slater, Ariana Grande going strong. Headed into the Wicked season.
Yeah, we are here. Yes, the after party was at Lay Avenue, and it's Insider told Page 6, Ariana and Ethan were side by side throughout the evening, looking happy and in love. And Ariana also brought some other friends, classic SNL after party, schmoozing and mingling and whatnot. But yeah, when there's the scenarios where there's the drama and the speculation and a previous relationship, all these things, you're like, okay, well, at least they're making it work for now. Maybe it was all worth it.
That's what my take is on it. It's like, well,
maybe it was all worth it for them.
If they were gonna go through all that, well, then at least they're happy and in love.
Right.
Soak it in, lovebirds.
Right.
Might as well just go be happy. You've already done it.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing a ton of press for Wicked, of course, and she's on SNL, but she was recently quoted just talking about like the drama in her life and being known for certain things and yada yada. But it sounds like coming out of whatever happened with Ethan and his ex-wife, that it's all like no one's ever gonna be like, yeah, he left his wife for me.
Imagine Ariana Grande sat down in an interview and was like, yeah, I took him.
Yeah.
I took him while he was married with a child.
They're really the narrative that we get from them is maybe, that was it was already done and over and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really seem like that was the case. But that's the story that they were going to sell us.
That's the story they're selling, and they're continuing that, and they're continuing their romance.
Yeah.
I mean, I forgot that she was married. Like, seriously, the other day, I was like, oh my God, Ariana Grande fully got married and divorced.
It's so funny because I feel like people have their, like, COVID lockdown stories of like, oh man, I was really going through something at that time. Like I was doing this or doing that, or everyone jokes about like the things we were all doing. And it's like Ariana Grande will be able to be like, yeah, got married. I don't know what I was thinking.
Right, got married and divorced.
Yeah.
That's so.
It was all in that. It was all in that time.
Yeah, so COVID of me.
Yeah, such a lockdown thing to do.
Yeah, super lockdown thing to do was get married and divorced. Didn't Miley and Liam? Wasn't that when they got married too? Or no, they got divorced before that.
No, I think they got married before that.
They got married and divorced before the lockdown.
I think so.
Yeah, I had that wrong.
Yeah, I think
they got divorced in 2020.
Yeah.
They got married in 2018.
Yeah, they got married in 2018, got divorced in 2020.
Close enough, divorce-wise. Yeah. Things still ended for them.
2020 was quite the year.
I was so jealous. But Victoria Garrick posted a TikTok today of that she got invited to a screening for Wicked. It was like, got to see the whole movie. And I was like,
I did see a couple influencers.
I'm so jealous.
A couple influencers got the invite.
I'm so jealous. I love Wicked.
If only
God, I must not say it enough.
I feel like we've talked enough about how we're excited for Wicked on this podcast. We're not saying like on
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it enough.
If only we're musical theater kids.
Yeah,
we would have been invited.
Fucking love Wicked. I'm dying to see the movie.
It's going to come out. We could see it.
I know. And it's actually not that, it's not that far away now, but.
Getting the exclusive.
Yeah, getting to see it first.
Right. It'll happen though.
Yeah.
We'll see it.
Yeah.
Don't you want to see it with everybody else?
No, yeah, yes.
The joy of seeing a movie when it comes out with everybody else. There's sometimes nothing like that.
I am kind of on musical theater TikTok though, I will say. Like I get fed a lot of stuff. My For You page has just been people freaking out over Jonathan Bailey's like 5 seconds of Dancing Through Life that you could hear him say in the like latest trailer that came out, and everybody was just losing their shit over it, which as they should. He sounds amazing.
For somebody who loves musical theater, did you ever do musical theater?
I can't sing.
Neither can I.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love musical theater.
You never did like a musical theater?
No, I mean, I did like acting camp, you know, back in the day, but
Like at your school, you did plays?
no, I mean, my high school did musicals, but they were musicals. It was, you know, you
No, it was
had
legit.
to sing,
Yeah.
and I cannot sing. That was kind of a requirement, sadly. But a big fan of musical
Did you
theater.
go to the shows when your school put on the productions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I went to even some of the like public school ones too.
Yeah.
The other schools.
Those were cool.
Yeah. Because I went to all girls school too, so it was like kind of tough because it was like hard for them to fully cast.
Yeah.
They had to they borrow boys from other schools to come do their other shows.
Borrow the drama kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Borrow your own little Ethan Slater, package them up, and bring them to your all-girls school. Moving on. There's no bad blood between Salma Hayek and Nicole Kidman, they say.
So they say.
A source says, so we talked about this on Monday's episode, that Nicole Kidman and Salma Hayek were spotted having a weird interaction at the Balenciaga show, even though we don't know why people still go to Balenciaga shows or buy their products. But they were at this show, and they had a weird interaction. It looked like Nicole Kidman was like telling Salma Hayek, don't touch me. She didn't want to take a picture with Salma Hayek. Apparently, a source says none of that happened. There's no bad blood between them. Obviously, that's what the source is going to say.
It's out of context clip. So
out of context clips, which happens.
Yeah.
It's totally normal for that to happen. It just seemed like that Ice Queen, as you call her,
yeah,
was a
they
little
didn't seem chummy, but
was a little PO'd at Salma.
and maybe she was. You know?
But maybe the moment passed and they said, you know what, we're going to bury this. We're going to say no bad blood.
Right. And I'm sure everyone out there has a friend or has had a friend once in their life that is a little Ice Queenie. And sometimes when they have that moment, you're just like, okay, let's let her.
No, she's having her moment.
Let her have her moment.
Yeah.
She'll, you know.
Come back around.
Exactly.
And Salma the next day was like, tell the sources nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nicole was being a bitch last
classic
night.
Nicole.
Classic bitchy Nicole last night. We got a little wrath.
Right.
And we move it along.
But yeah, so they're saying nothing happened, so that's that.
Classic spitgate.
Yeah.
There was no spit, but was there?
What?
Did Nicole Kidman turn around and say, don't touch me?
Yeah. We won't know because they're gonna say no, everything's cool.
Yeah, you got it.
Cool.
When a story like that comes out, I assume you gotta just nip it in the bud.
Totally.
You're like, we got to put a stop to that.
Totally.
And that's exactly what they did. Now this was fucked up. So there was a book released, Disney Highs, written by journalist Ashley Spencer, and it's the untold story of the rise and fall of Disney Channel's tween empire. And there were a lot of stories that were included in this book, like, you know, little tidbits like Jesse McCartney turning down High School Musical or Zac Efron crying when his pilot didn't get picked up, little stories like that. But one of the more fucked up ones was that it was revealed that Disney used CGI to make Raven-Symoné appear slimmer in an episode of That's So Raven. And the episode in question was titled That's So Not Raven, and it aired during the second season of the show. And it focused on Raven's character struggling with her body image after being rejected from a modeling gig for being perceived as too big. So while the episode was conveying a message of self-acceptance, production on Disney's side was actually doing quite the opposite and CGIing Raven-Symoné's body to appear slimmer. So it's so fucked up and backwards that the message of this episode was to empower young girls watching the show to be like, you know, feel good about themselves. But on the other side of it, while they're trying to put this message out there, they're actually making Raven-Symoné feel bad about herself, the star of the show, by CGIing her to make her look smaller.
Yep. It is really crazy. They quoted a producer and writer for the series, and, you know, Disney Channel was going, crazy about it, talking about Raven's weight fluctuating. She said they handled it in really bad ways, but it was never to her face. And then producer Michael Feldman said it was shameful of the alleged alterations. I don't know how they could look at themselves and do that. The very thing that she wanted to do a story about was literally done to her. It's still a shocking thing to me that they were that tone deaf.
And they also did it during the episode in which she was trying to convey this message. It's so backwards. It's so sick. So twisted to do to a young woman who was an absolute star. Like Raven-Symoné was somebody who, when I watched on my TV screen, was somebody I wanted to be. Like I wanted to capture her self-confidence, her fashion, her sense of style, her comedic timing. Like everything Raven-Symoné had on That's So Raven was like, as a young girl, that's what you watched and you wanted to be her. Like she was so funny, witty, smart, and so fashionable. And it's like, that's what I got from this show. But behind the scenes, knowing that they were like doing these things to Raven and having these conversations about Raven, but not to her, is just so fucked up.
It really is
so fucked up.
Absolutely. It's that time, like, God, it was just the hyper fixation on especially young girls' bodies is crazy.
It's insane. And especially if you now go back to stories about, like, it's so fucked up to even bring up, but like Jessica Simpson, right? There were so many tabloid stories about Jessica Simpson's weight that when you go back and look at these pictures of Jessica Simpson, who looked fucking dynamite, you're like, what were they feeding our brains as young girls growing up, reading these tabloids? You know, magazines our moms were reading. And then you're picking up the magazine in a nail salon when you're a young girl, reading these magazines, and they're plastering all over the place. Jessica Simpson gained this much weight. Britney Spears gained this much weight. And then now going back and looking up these photos that they were plastering everywhere, and these ladies look dynamite. Like they look so gorgeous. And you're like, these were the images we were made to look at and think that they didn't look good. Like, it's so twisted. So many episodes of TV shows, I think back, like Full House, when they had the episode of DJ feeling like she was gaining weight and she, you know, was taking those caffeine pills, and you look back and you're like, she looked great. And like they were making it seem like we were supposed to look at that and think that she looked a certain way, or Degrassi, or any of those shows where it's like, it's so sick. You're like, oh my God, what we grew up with watching and seeing and like was trying to be put into our brains, and then having to undo that as you grow up. It's so crazy, especially the ones that were living it and having those things said about them. Like, you know, as young girls watching it, you know, you have to kind of unlearn the things that you saw, but then also being the example, like being these celebrities, these women that were put into the spotlight had those things said about them. Like, I can't even imagine.
I know it's really, it was sick. And in this instance, like doing this in some production room behind her back and her not knowing is just really, really weird. And
it's so fucked up. And Raven-Symoné is just such a strong woman, always has been, like from the moment she was 3 years old. And like, I watched Demi Lovato's Child Star documentary, and I really enjoyed listening to Raven-Symoné. Because you can tell she has a great head on her shoulders, but also like she knows like her family dynamic. It was like a business, like it was work. It was always work to her. It was always business, and like that's how she conducted herself from like 3 years old and on. But like you can tell she knows that like she wasn't supposed to be made to feel that like a certain way at those ages. So yeah, it is really honestly sick.
Yeah. It's interesting like I'm surprised that this is, I mean, I'm sure maybe there's other books and whatnot, but that this is a very fascinating book topic, I would say. Like I had not obviously heard of this until I saw like some of these stories, and that sounds like a book I would want to read.
Yeah, you know? It's incredibly interesting. Sparks a lot of
conversations. Reveals the untold story behind the channel's evolution and its impact on the entertainment world.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of that was addressed in Demi Lovato's Child Star documentary. I think a lot of it, I watched it. I forgot that I watched it to talk about it, but I think a lot of it was things we knew, but it was interesting to hear come from their voices, like Alison Stoner and Demi Lovato. Talked about, eating disorders that they dealt with while they were on the set of Camp Rock, while they were traveling the world, while they were doing press in different countries, and they were getting complimented on how they looked, and on the inside they felt so tired and drained, and yet they felt like they couldn't talk about it. But then when Demi Lovato found out that Alison Stoner knew what Demi Lovato was going through, it was like a relief for Demi Lovato to know that Alison Stoner knew, but Alison Stoner was also dealing with it. So it's like they had each other, but at the same time felt like they didn't have anybody. Like there's just so much conversation around all this, and especially the child stars that grew up on Disney, Nickelodeon, all of that, even Drew Barrymore, and, talking about as far back as Shirley Temple. Like there's so much that our brains can't even begin to understand that these people went on behind the scenes, also at the hands of production and people working on these shows and
grown
these movies.
grown
adults that are like aren't caring for children. So it is sickening, while the book is also interesting and has other stories in there about the behind the scenes of
what was going on at that time,
which really is just an empire. Like that's what people wanted to be. They wanted to be on Disney. Like that was it.
That was the dream.
All right, moving on. We're gonna talk a little bit about Tell Me Lies, because the finale out this Wednesday, so it's out today. Maybe you watched it already. Maybe you're waiting to watch it tonight. But we'll talk about episode 7 and a little bit before that, the Thanksgiving episode as well. These people, they're out of control. Oliver's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Oliver's a bad egg. And now I'm like, does Marianne know? Do Marianne and Oliver just have like a sick? Because she referenced the what's the book?
Virginia Woolf.
Virginia Woolf is about like a couple who like fucks with another couple, like, or another person. I'm pretty sure that's what the story of Virginia Woolf is. So do they both know?
It could be some sick game that they play. You never know with this show. You never know what direction they're going to go in. But Oliver's sleazy guy, right? Like that's just the same kind of thing. Like Oliver, same kind of thing where he's like, this is on him. Once again, same kind of thing. Like what Evan was saying. Like why does a 45-year-old guy like want to be with a 19-year-old?
Yeah, it's sickening.
He's gross.
He's an awful person.
Bad, yeah.
And
Bree's getting taken advantage of big time. Like, it's just older.
Right.
Like, ugh.
Oliver is obviously taking advantage of Bree here, but I'm seeing theories that maybe Oliver and Marianne are playing some sort of game, and that Marianne knows that Oliver's playing a game, or knows that Oliver's cheating.
Which could be like with the earrings thing.
The earrings, because of the Virginia Woolf reference, people are saying that maybe they both know what's going on, and this is just like something that they like to do. Also, people are talking about the way that Marianne is eyeing Lucy up and down.
Right.
Like she wants to introduce Lucy to Oliver. Maybe Marianne and Oliver have an open relationship, and Marianne thinks that Lucy would be a good fit for them to join into the couple of Marianne and Oliver, but really Oliver's with Bree.
Ugh. I hate that whole story. I hate that whole storyline, Just because, not into it.
Because as much as Bree is fucking up here, you feel sorry for Bree, because you're like, she is being taken so advantage of by this older man 100%. And doesn't realize it. And her friends are trying to get her to realize it, but she doesn't see it in the moment because she thinks him telling her that
she's
he loves
completely
her.
under this guy's spell.
Yeah, the whole thing is sick. And now we got Lucy and Steven.
I mean, he played the I love you card, right? In the, you know, like he knew exactly what he was doing. Manipulative and gross.
And you could see it right then. Bree's brain switched. She was like, oh, he loves me.
And you could see in his face even too why he did, like, you know, it was like, that worked.
Right.
Yeah,
He was
it
like,
was like that guy from Love Is Blind. I love you.
Yeah.
yeah. And then he was
It's
like, oh, I got it.
That worked.
Done.
Yeah. But yeah.
Lucy and Steven. We all knew these two were gonna canoodle back. And let me tell you something. Why am I like, you know what? Yeah, you two belong together.
You feel like you deserve each other. You are, and it's the same logic that they're both having. They're like, damn, we're just bad people. And you understand that. And I understand you. And maybe we should just be together because we're just two shitty people.
That's how I looked at it. I was like, you know what? These two fucking people deserve each other.
Yeah.
Just get back together because you both suck. So just be together at this point and hurt each other some more because that's what you're going to do. They'll get back together and then they'll do some more devious things.
Wrigley's breakdown to Pippa like made me really sad.
It's sad.
Made me really
He's
sad.
the only character
Poor Wrigley.
that I can kind of root for.
I actually do agree with you. I
Yeah.
think he's like, poor guy, like just wants to help his brother.
I think,
And he's just doesn't, you know, it's so unfortunate.
I think he's really struggling, and I think we can see that. And I think every character has like something complex going on. But I think with Wrigley, it's like he says, you know, the wrong things at times, and he even said it himself. He's like, I don't know why my brain feels this way. I don't know why. He's figuring his brain out, and he doesn't mean harm. Like Wrigley isn't outwardly malicious.
Totally.
He just
the other people.
the other ones we can't say that for.
Yeah.
They're all a little devious.
Yeah.
Wrigley doesn't have that in him. He just is. He can just be silly, and he just doesn't realize what he's doing.
Yeah. Just feel like anybody that's in Steven and Lucy's orbit are just like in for their life getting fucked up on behalf of one of them.
Yeah, which is why what was his name in that show? But Thomas Doherty,
Leo.
Like, Leo, like he got out of there. Good for him.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing. I'd be like, you know what?
Yeah.
You guys are all bad news. If I was around on that Thanksgiving day, I'd be like, I want no part of this friend group.
No.
My gosh.
Slapped her right in the face.
I want nothing to do with
Also,
slapping.
it's also just like the fun, like you're doing a Friendsgiving with people that all literally hate each other, and you're like, let's play a game where we all just slap each other in the face. Like maybe any other drinking game would have been a good idea.
To be the only thing was Lucy slapping Diana in the face was like, Diana didn't have to make the comment in that moment.
No.
You know, maybe the slap wasn't warranted, but
no,
they were playing the slapping game before.
Even
She was in the spirit of slapping.
Yeah.
When Leo didn't slap Steven, that was good because Steven that was the only time you've seen him like embarrassed.
Yeah, that was good.
When I just like Diana, and then every time she comes to Steven's defense or like it covers for him, I'm like, ugh, break out of this. But at least we know it's like those are certain things you're like, okay, well, eventually she does break out of it, obviously.
Right. Diana and Pippa, I'm like, right, these two, like you could see the connection forming.
Pippa not telling them that she was going to bring Diana to the rehearsal dinner or whatever they were pre-wedding, also kind of crazy. It's like you're best friends and you're just going to walk in and be like, yeah, by the way, this is the girl I'm dating.
And it's Diana.
Yeah.
They're all
no heads up.
They're all so sick. They
are
so sick. They
really
love
are.
doing little things to each other to say, I want to know if Bree and Evan or Bree ever finds out that Lucy's the one that slept with Evan. Like, do we think this is a theory?
I don't think so.
This is
I'm going to go with no.
This is a theory that's been floating around that Steven finds out that it was Lucy and ends up telling them that Lucy slept with Evan. And then Lucy tells everyone that Steven killed Macy. To like get back at one another.
Right. I could definitely see that.
But then why would they all be at this wedding? You know, at that point, the friendship has to end.
Totally.
And like you're not at each other's weddings.
No.
You know?
I would think that they clearly still have all these secrets, you know? And there are times too where it's just like Lucy does make a lot of bad decisions. But it's the same kind of thing. Like with the Lydia's brother and stuff, and like I'm like, okay, I kind of understand that she's trying to help, but she's not helping at all.
Right, and
You know?
Diana explained it. It was like
Yeah.
the intention was there because
Yeah.
you wanted to help, but now you just lied,
Yeah, now you're just
and now you're making it harder
right.
for the victims to come forward
Right.
because people are going to think they're lying because you just lied.
Because they're all just liars. I mean, tell me lies.
This is the name,
Name
of
of
the
the
show.
show. They're all just a whole bunch of fucking liars.
They're sick and twisted, liars.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for the finale.
I'm so excited for the finale.
So excited for the finale. This is like really like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
It's
Do you remember how you felt about last season's finale? Like, was it a cliffhanger? I can't remember. Season 1. Because I'm like, are they gonna do that again? Are they gonna like?
I don't
tease
think
it?
there really was a cliffhanger, was
I feel
it?
like there's always going to be a cliffhanger because we have to get to the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like we're
Well,
not
wasn't it
we're not
cliffhanger in,
there
like,
yet.
The 2015
I mean, we're not
time
close.
was a
Yeah.
cliffhanger.
Yes, it's because her friend. It's when she realizes
That's
her
when she
best
realized her friend. Yeah, that
is
was the end.
engaged to Steven.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that was the cliffhanger.
Yeah, that was the cliffhanger.
So there's
So it wasn't like the college years cliffhanger. It was
no
the current.
It's a
Oh,
wedding
yeah, yeah,
cliffhanger.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
going to be another cliffhanger because we're not even
How many
close.
seasons of the show? They're gonna have to do a ton.
Well, this is only the second season, so
No,
they
I'm
got
saying-
plenty
I'm
of
saying
time.
They got like a lot more to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
They got a lot more lies
There
to
are.
tell.
I mean, we're in 2008 to 2015. It's a lot of years in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more lies, but this show is dang good, and I can't wait for the finale.
Agreed.
As fucked up as they are, feed it to me.
Agreed.
Feed me all their fucked up little lies. Give it to me. All right, that wraps up the topics for today's episode.
When you're in need of some chill this fall, there are so many great options. Fall festival prices giving you sticker shock, host a fall party with neighbors, and Coors Light. Don't get caught up in the fall chaos. Savor the season. Choose chill and reach for a Coors Light. When you embrace a chill mindset this fall, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Rockies. I mean, this is the time, guys. We are in peak fall. The leaves are starting to change. Maybe you have some weekend plans to go frolic, apple picking, pumpkin patches. We're getting to Halloween, maybe a little Halloween decorations. You're getting ready. You're getting your house ready. Make sure you're doing all these activities. You got your Coors Light stocked in your fridge. You're ready to go. Or maybe you're out and about for the weekend, catching some football, ordering the Coors Light at the bar. So fall feels good when you choose chill and reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest, the beautiful, talented, hilarious Heather McMahan. Her new special is out now
Yes.
on Hulu. It's called Breadwinner. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks
Welcome
for having
back.
me, gal.
Yeah.
Welcome
We all
back.
said before we started recording we were all brain dead. We have nothing left in the tank. I could really use a Diet Coke or a Coors Light since
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
sponsored. I am fighting for my life. I know y'all are too. How we doing?
I saw your TikTok. I commented
Yeah.
on it. You were like, I have nothing left to give.
Yeah.
I'm tired of talking about myself.
Yeah.
And I commented and I was like, I can't wait to talk about you and only you on Chicks at the Office.
I love y'all.
I did love how you mentioned that you just want like a chicken cutlet sandwich and to watch TV.
Yeah. That's all
I
'Cause
want.
That's the dream.
That's all
I want a chicken cutlet sandwich. At this point, okay, listen, people don't realize you do all this shit and then you the special comes out and then you do the press tour. And I love chatting with y'all because y'all are fucking fantastic.
Thank
but you
you.
do the press tour and then it's like how much more can I talk about myself? I'm sick of myself. Y'all are fucking sick of me. Everyone's fucking sick of this. Just watch the fucking special. All right. The first 2 minutes into this podcast, watch the special. Why? Because you want to support women in the arts. And
Yes.
enough about that. So yeah, but we're tired. I think I wore this outfit the last time I was here. I'm about to start my period. I feel fat. Nothing fits. Like, just let me fucking live. Is there a Diet
Literally
Coke? Can we get a
just-
Diet Coke in here?
Yeah,
No,
seriously,
like for real though. If we could get a Diet Coke,
Let's
that'd be
get a Diet
fantastic.
Coke and
Okay.
let's just chill out. Let's just talk about
Okay,
whatever
great.
you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Watch the fucking special.
The election.
Like she said. Let's really dive into it.
Also, I'm beaten down about that. I'm
Yeah.
like, we're fighting for our lives here.
It's
yeah.
exhausting. It's all
exhausting.
exhausting. The world is exhausting.
Yeah.
You're exhausted. But yes,
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
please
I mean,
watch
we're
the
exhausted.
special.
We literally rescheduled this interview. Like we were.
And honestly, I was when I saw it yesterday, I was like, honestly, great. I had done 3 other podcasts, and I'm like, I'm tired.
Ria
Yeah.
and I both were like, honestly, hopefully Heather doesn't
Yeah.
mind.
No,
it was me
fuck
'cause
no.
I just got back from my honeymoon and then I went straight to DC for my best friend's wedding.
Yeah.
Which was like a black tie, stunning,
Yeah.
gorgeous, beautiful wedding. And we did it was gorgeous in DC. It was 80 degrees and sunny.
Yeah.
We watched football all day Sunday. I changed my train to Monday morning. Like,
Yeah.
the whole thing happened.
The whole thing happens.
And we were sitting here and we were like, oh my God, like, what if we just, maybe she's here tomorrow. And then we were like, amazing. And then
I got
Rhea
you.
sent your TikTok. And we were like, okay, we're good. We're good. She's not going to be mad.
She's not going to be mad. It's cool.
Yo,
It's
I'm so
fine.
fucking chill. You can literally text me and be like, bitch, we're just gonna flash up the photo of you for the special, and then that's it. Like, I love hanging with y'all and chatting, but I'm like, I'm fine. Do what you gotta do.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, everyone, please go watch the special.
Yes,
It's
please do.
hilarious.
For the love of
you
God.
are so funny. Like,
You're
I just
sweet.
want to pump your tires for a minute because genuinely,
sweet.
when I see your clips, and I've shared them on my story
Yeah.
before, because I just sit there and I just start cracking up because I'm like, it's the little like mundane things in life that you bring up that I'm like, yes, finally someone's talking about it. There was one clip that I shared on my story that I couldn't stop laughing about all day. It was like about how there's so many like graduations these days. Like there's the kindergarten graduation, and there's the first grade graduation. You're like, no, that's it.
No, you graduate from, maybe I'll give you kindergarten. Okay, that's even a stretch. But you get 5th grade graduation, 8th grade graduation, high school and college. Enough. Like, all my girlfriends have young kids and they're like, oh, it's pre-K graduation and this and that. And I'm like, these kids are 3.5. You're in mommy's day out and you have a graduation. Let's hope that they're going to make it to the next level. Oh my God, goddess. Oh, no? Okay. You know what? What a tease.
That was a tease.
So I'm back
That
on the
was a
Diet
tease.
Cokes, and I'm not proud about it, but I'm back on them, and I gave them up for like 12 years, and the other day I cracked one open, and it's literally like crystal meth.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a nice, crisp soda. My friends know this about me. Actually, my fiance just posted a picture of me with a nice Coca-Cola, and my friend commented like, Coke drinking Maria. And I'm like, you know me, and like they would always joke around about how in high school I would like, after cheerleading practice, like I would get like a nice Coca-Cola, like that's all I wanted. Or like if I woke up in the middle of the night at a sleepover, I would be like, I need a Coca-Cola. Like I just that is what made me feel less thirsty, is just like a nice soda.
You know what's weird? After I have sex, I always crave a Sprite.
Really?
Specifically. Is it that weird? I don't know if it's like a lemon limey.
I actually don't think so, because I feel like that also correlates with, the hungover Sprite. Like sometimes when you're out, like you're at the diner or something in the morning after a night out, and you're getting your pancakes and everything, and you're like, I just want a Sprite.
Right. You put in a lot of work, so you're like,
did put in a lot of
I
work.
want a Sprite,
Exactly.
water with ice.
I
And
want
there's something
lemon.
about a Sprite, there's something about a Sprite that feels like less, like you're like, this isn't really soda.
Right, because it's lemon, limey, citrusy. It's like you're getting vitamin
It's
C.
fresh.
Right.
It's fresh.
It's less naughty. It's like, I deserve this.
But I'm from
It's a light
Atlanta.
liquor, not a dark liquor.
Yeah, it's a light liquor. I'm from Atlanta, so everything is Coke. Like, you called it a Coca-Cola, which was so cute. But like, literally, if you go to a restaurant in Georgia and you say, hey, I would like a Coke, and then they go, what kind? Then you say Sprite. Like, everything's just Coke across the, you're right. Like, I went to DC, but it's all just Coke in general, and then you tell them exactly what you want.
Okay, so that's like when people call like soda, like we say, or pop. Like it's just like Coke.
I would, if I was at a restaurant, I'd say, hey, I would like a Coke, but I'd actually like a Sprite. Then they just get it. Like, you have to be very specific.
Oh my gosh, that's incredibly confusing.
Can I tell you, when I first made money, the first thing I treated myself with is I got a crushed ice machine, like a built-in one in my kitchen. You can get the one on Amazon for like $500.
Yeah.
No. I got a crushed ice machine. It was like $5,000, and it was the best money I've ever spent.
That's
They're
the
actually
dream.
horrible to clean, and they always break down. But it is my favorite thing I've ever spent money on.
Okay.
That is the dream.
One of my favorite parts of the special was you talking about just being so insanely over budget for your wedding.
Yeah. How we doing, girls? How we doing?
And just hawking IG ads
Everything.
while you were at your wedding.
Well, I panicked because
Yeah.
I was a COVID bride, so I had to reschedule my wedding like 600 times. And then when I got to Italy, I realized, because I became basically like a Pinterest nightmare. I would take drugs at night, and then I kept adding things to my Pinterest board. So then by the time I got to Italy, I was looking at the receipts, and I was having to pay vendors before the wedding, and I was like, holy shit, how the fuck did we spend this much money? And then I called my agents and managers, and they were all coming to the wedding, but I was like, guys, I know you're still in LA right now. Like, I need deals. I don't care if it's Vagisil, like whatever it is, I need to be doing these ads because I have to pay for the wedding.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a little fun fact. If you talk about your wedding in your comedy special, you can write it off. So there's a little loophole. That's why there's marriage material in there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Always
She's a
working.
genius. She is a genius.
Oh
Did
my God,
you
that's so good.
have a planner, a wedding planner?
Yes, I did have a wedding planner, and because it was international, I had to have somebody who was in Italy, and then I brought somebody over as well. So it was like two gals trying to run the show.
Yeah, I don't have a wedding planner, and I'm just like wondering these
You
days
don't?
if
What
I'm
are you
making
doing?
a really bad decision.
What do you mean?
No, but you have somebody for like all the day of coordination.
Well, like there's
and-
like I'm gonna get a day of coordinator.
Yeah.
But I'm just like very hands-on in general.
Yeah.
That I'm like what do I-
OCD's a sociopath.
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
controlling.
I'm hands-on and like my sister really wants to help and my mom and my mother-in-law, like everybody really wants to help all together, and like I'm like, so what do I really need a planner for if we're all doing the
All
planning?
right. I love that your family is everyone gets
Yeah,
along
am
and
I
everyone
doing-
wants to help.
am I
think
being
this
an
is a
idiot?
horrible decision. I think you have somebody, a third party, a non-biased third party,
Yeah.
come in and run the show because
Yeah.
you know what you don't want? Somehow this like, very happy kumbaya family beefing the day of your wedding.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because somebody dropped the ball, didn't order the right flowers. No,
Right.
you can afford it. What are you doing? Don't be cheap. Come on.
No, that is. I'm like, wait, but I could save money, like whatever.
No, listen. The day of your wedding, you set it on fire. How did you
Yeah.
feel?
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
I needed those people.
Yeah.
And honestly, there was one guy who he came in for like the day of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I would have done without him, truly.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's like those are the people that I feel like we had a planner the whole
Yeah.
way through.
Yeah.
But somebody like I got married on Martha's Vineyard, so a Martha's Vineyard wedding
so
planner.
beautiful, by the way.
Thank
It
you.
was so beautiful.
Thank you. Somebody who's just like knows what knows the formula and knows how to like get shit done, and that was and it was good. That's how it worked.
I
But,
just
yeah.
need somebody who could scream in Italian because that's the
Exactly.
thing.
Well,
Italians, like, listen, I'm Italian. I can say this, but like in Italy, and I remember when my husband and I went like a year before to like, you know, go meet some vendors. Like some Italians, you can't even fucking pay them. You're literally like, what is, name your price. Like we wanted a cigar roller. That was one of my surprises for my husband. Had this cool cigar roller. He was coming from Lucca, which is a cute little town in Tuscany. And then like 3 days before the wedding, the cigar union, I didn't even know they were unionized. They all went on strike. So my wedding planner was like, I can't get the guys. They refuse to show up. I was like, what's the price? Whatever it is, I'll write a check for it. And
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, no. They're like, these old guys like, no, we tired. Like, we don't want to do it. And I'm like, you could not pay some people to do their shit. And you're like, how are you
Yeah.
guys running businesses over here? It was insane. I mean,
Well, that's just I
Yeah.
mean that's Italy.
That's Italy.
For you.
That's Italy.
That's right. To like,
Yeah.
get anybody to do anything on schedule. What would you say was the most like outlandish thing you spend money on? That looking back, you were like, why the hell did I do this?
well, I talk about it in the special, but I had my welcome party on the Arno, which is like the river that runs through Florence, and I had everybody arrive in their own private boats, and they were being serenaded by like Italian opera singers. And then when I got that bill, I was like, that was pricey.
Yeah.
But also we had fireworks that were so out of control that when they went off, and they were too close to the actual wedding, so they went off, and we were, oh my God. Goddess, queen of life.
There we go.
Oh, hold on. Let's do a little ASMR.
Yeah, I was
Let's
gonna say.
crack it open.
Ooh,
Come on.
ooh. Oh. Yeah.
Did everybody just come at the same time? Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to the wedding. I had fireworks, and they went off. They were so over the top that they started to rain down on us as we were cutting the cake, and everyone had to hit the fucking deck. Literally ashes, people, hairs on fire. Like literally people are jumping in the bushes, and because we almost set Tuscany on fire. That
Fireworks
was a lot.
are kind of like an underrated. People don't realize how expensive fireworks are.
Yeah,
like
they
you're like,
don't.
oh, I want fireworks at my wedding, and then they tell you how much fireworks
Yeah.
are, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't need fireworks
Yeah,
at my
I'm
wedding.
pulling it back.
Yep, that's been one of the ones where I've been like, ooh, maybe we should do fireworks. And my fiance's like, let's look at the pricing for that before
Yeah.
we decide we're going to
Yeah.
do fireworks, Maria. And then we found out the pricing and we were like, ooh, maybe we're not going to do fireworks. So really, I'm just
Fireworks
like,
seem like it
something-
shouldn't be that.
No.
Fireworks is something that's another thing where like because it's a wedding, it's like 10 times the normal price. Like,
Yeah.
like what if you just drive to Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Pick up
Yeah.
some fireworks.
Send somebody out on
And
a
meet
boat.
at the
Set
border.
them off over the
Find a cousin who's got like a little bit of a meth
over the
addict.
East River.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that was the thing too. It was just, you know, like I just kept adding things to the vision board of the wedding because I was like, well, you know, I've had to replan this wedding 6 times. And the whole reason I went to Italy is because everyone said, oh, you can have like $1 million wedding in Europe and it's like like a half the price.
Yeah.
It was half the price until COVID hit, and then became a sociopath, and then the next thing you know, I don't understand how we went so over budget. I was like, this is now $1 million wedding. I don't understand. The whole point of getting everybody to Italy was to cut the budget, and now here we are. I got bamboozled, but it was the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you like so happy that you did it in Italy? 'Cause,
Yes.
like people go back and forth like, oh, should we do destination? Should we not? Are you like, that was the best thing I ever did?
It was the best thing ever, and it was right after COVID, like when, we were all released back into the wild. So I didn't know how many people were going to show up. I'm like, that's a long journey.
Yeah.
And everybody showed up. Like we had extra
incredible.
plus ones. I'm like, oh shit, everybody wanted to come. So we had the best time. But I will tell people, if you are doing an international wedding, your wedding planner will say only about 80% will come. That's bullshit. You can have 7,000 people at this wedding.
Right,
Yeah.
because people, they're like, oh, I'll just go on a little vacation. And
Exactly.
They
Yeah,
wanna
I
be
think
there.
people get more excited for destination weddings
Yeah.
now than they do like local weddings. Like the local weddings are now people are like, oh, maybe we just skip that one.
Yeah, well, I've seen actually both conversations happen where a lot of people are like, it's a lot to ask your guests to pay, which I do agree with, but
100%.
but it's also up to them. If they want to pay it, then they will be there, and if they don't, then they won't, and that's completely fine. But originally, we were planning on getting married in Italy, and when all of my parents' friends found out we weren't, they were so mad.
Yeah.
They were like, we thought we were going on an Italian vacation. We were like, oh my God, this is going to be our big vacation. Seriously, the last time I saw them, they were like, it's fine. You're doing it in Brooklyn.
They were
but
like,
like, we
pretty
really...
selfish of you to take away that Italian trip for all of us.
And now they're talking about the traffic going to Brooklyn. And I'm like, you're talking about the traffic going to Brooklyn, but you were going to get
You were
on an
willing to go
8-hour
to
flight to
JFK?
Italy?
Get out of here.
Come on. Like, they would rather fly to Italy than sit in a little traffic going to Brooklyn.
My thing when I started planning the wedding, I thought about having a local wedding in Atlanta, but then I started to go and get quotes from like the country clubs and shit, and I was like, this is insane.
Mm-hmm.
They do a local shakedown. I mean, doing it locally, doing it stateside, you really get bamboozled.
Yeah.
How are you right now with your budget? You're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, I think. Like, I have
Ignorance is bliss,
like,
baby.
right. Like, I actually,
Yeah.
I just went through all of my contracts yesterday again, because I got ahead of it because we booked it in summer 2023. We're getting married April 2025. So I had booked like flowers, DJ, everything,
Right.
like whatever. And then this past week I was like, oh, I should take another look at all of this because it's actually approaching. I put everything aside.
Right.
And now like I have to do this. So I went through all my contracts this week again, and I was like, okay, like this seems like we're okay. We're on budget.
Right.
But then I decided last night, my sister and I were looking at pictures, and I was like, whoa, I think I want to do this instead.
Yeah.
And so this morning,
Yep.
I sent a
Yep.
whole new vision board to my florist. And he was like, okay, I'm going to send you an updated contract. And I was like,
It's like $50,000 extra dollars.
I didn't
forgot
know
about the whole updated
I didn't know
contract
there was
thing.
going to be an updated contract. I was just
Yeah.
showing you different vision board pictures.
Isn't it wild how expensive flowers are?
Yeah. And then they're like,
Holy
that's
shit.
gonna be more. I kind of lucked out because one of my florist was amazing, and flowers are so expensive, but because it rained for 3 days straight, Martha's Vineyard, and it was like basically a mini hurricane. Our florist, like, I think she just kind of felt bad for us and just like brought some extra stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she was
That's
just
so
like,
nice.
like she just decorated some of the things that she did. We just did, like she just did out of the kindness of her own heart.
that's so
Of
sweet.
like, she's like, I just wanted to make sure the inside of the tent was like so stunning because if
so
you
pure.
if you
Yeah.
stepped outside of the tent, like you were gonna blow away.
Yeah.
So I think she like added a little bit more, which was very nice.
That
Very
is so
kind of her.
all
incredibly
the
pure.
floral stuff that was like on those chandeliers, it was not supposed to be like that.
Wow. And
Wow.
that was so
Let's give her a
gorgeous.
shout out. We
I
like
know.
this
Huge
florist.
I know,
shout
that would
out.
be,
Yeah.
Aubrey from Aubrey Marie Design.
Wow.
Martha's Vineyard.
No,
Love
huge
Aubrey.
shout out to
Aubrey
her.
is solid.
Yeah.
We love
That's
the Aubrey.
fantastic.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
got lucky because we are getting. Oh, now I'm going to say the date. Okay.
People know when you're getting married. No?
Right, whatever. It's the week after Easter, so whatever
Right.
at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm available.
The church is already going to be decked out in florals from
Yes.
Easter.
Smart.
So when we met with the church, they were like, by the way, do not get a single flower for this church. And they showed us pictures of like what it looks like. And we were like, holy fuck. It's like cherry blossoms covered
beautiful
all over the
oasis.
altar.
Smart.
Like,
Yeah.
no, it's insane. So they were like, do not do anything. But
Don't
then,
spend a dime
but then
on
they
it.
got us. They were like, most couples,
They always get you.
this
I'm
is-
nervous.
This is the church. This is how they get you. They were
This is
like,
the church. The shakedown of the
Yeah,
church.
right. This is how they get you. They were like, most couples who have gotten married around Easter in this church, they come back the next year to help us set up for Easter every year.
No.
And I was like,
that is some Catholic guilt
That is
right
like
there,
Catholic- I don't know where I'm going to be in a year. Oh, now you want me to come do manual labor? So I got free flowers, but I got to do manual labor? Get the fuck out of
no,
here.
We were like, oh, that sounds really beautiful. That sounds really
Oh,
nice.
yeah,
Like,
well,
of
they
the
try
couple
and-
that got married last year. You should continue to have them this year.
They make it sound like it's some beautiful like anniversary tradition. It's like every couple comes back, and that's how they honor their 1 year
No,
anniversary.
they do. They were like, it's really nice. It's their 1 year anniversary. And then after that, he's like, by the way, it's the feast of Saint Anthony this weekend. If you can come help me carry this statue. So my fiance is carrying this big Saint Anthony statue up the altar while we're there. I'm like, So we
you
got.
guys are getting literally shaken down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, so listen to this. The wedding I was just at, one of my best friends in DC, she got married on Georgetown's campus, and there, you know how like the chapels and everything. There's a 2 p.m. ceremony. There's a 4:30 p.m. ceremony. They have multiple on Saturday. The couple that got married before them in the earlier ceremony got also lucked out in florals because the church claimed they didn't have time to turn over the florals in between ceremonies. So my friend was like, well, I have my vision, like that's everything. So the couple that got married before them just got all of her flowers.
Oh my God.
All of her flowers.
I hope they send them a nice thank
No,
you.
right?
Yeah,
I was
no
like,
shit.
I was like, they lucked out big time.
Wow.
we were cracking up because even when we went to the rehearsal, they were rehearsing before us, and we were like, these people don't even know how good they have it. They don't
really
even know how
don't.
nice our floors are going to be tomorrow.
I didn't get a free thing. I didn't get, a rose bush for free. I was just getting literally paid nickel and dime for everything. But the good thing is, too, when you get married somewhere beautiful, you don't have to add a lot of shit to it.
Mm-hmm.
That was my other thing. I always tell, like, stateside brides, I'm like, go somewhere pretty and then you don't have to add a lot. You know, I'm like, God, everyone wanted me to get married at my country club in Atlanta. I was like, in a fucking ballroom? Like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going local.
Or get married around Easter and the
there
church
you go.
will guilt you to
or
come
like
back.
a New Year's Eve. People don't like the New Year's Eve weddings, and I'm like, no, it's a great idea.
I'm dying
I
to go
hate
to a New Year's Eve wedding.
I'd rather have a planned party to go to than pay $200 to go to some nightclub.
Agreed.
You know, and have
Yeah.
a young person throw up on me. Like, I'd rather go
And
to
then
that.
you get the free fireworks.
There you go.
Boom.
Boom.
New
I
Year's
know.
Eve wedding. You get a little party, you get some fireworks.
I'm actually dying for one of my friends to do like a New York City New Year's Eve wedding. I
Black
know
tie.
someone's going to do it. I'm hoping I have some of my friends are like, oh, I would maybe do that. I'm like, please.
Your friend Lauren, when she gets married, New Year's
Allie
Eve.
was also thinking maybe.
Yeah,
that would be-
one of them will
come
do
on,
it.
One of
somebody-
them.
And then
one of
I'm
them.
One of the rich
beg-
bitches will
beg
do
them.
that.
I'll
Come
pay.
on,
I'll pay a
ladies.
ticket to come to that.
Yeah, no.
You mentioned that people wanted you to get married at your country club.
Yeah.
I saw a clip. You were on Call Her Daddy, which
yeah.
was fantastic.
Thank you.
And you went to the live shows as well.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot.
I know. We just met, and she's Alex has been so kind.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
please come do some of the live shows, and it's been a ton of fun.
That is amazing.
That
I
was
mean,
an entourage that I was like, do I need to dye my hair blonde?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
now.
I know.
Hang out with this squad.
I know. Then Jackie Schimmel's there and Morgan
Yeah.
Stewart. We were all just like, none of us natural blondes. So that was really nice too. Just absolutely filled with bleach, riddled with bleach.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Roback has an amazing women's line. I don't know if you guys know this, but you got to jump on their women's line. It's so cute, so comfortable, and we are obsessed. They're active dresses, shorts, and full zip hoodies. We're always wearing them. You can wear them out on a walk for just about your day, whatever you're doing. So let us tell you about the new Roback Active Shorts. They are ultra lightweight, and they include a liner for extra comfort, and they are super cute. You can wear them on, some errands, out and about, on a run, playing pickleball, at the gym, whatever it is. The Roback Active skirts and dresses are also perfect for any out and about activities. The material is so comfortable and the features are extremely functional. The built-in shorts liner has hidden pockets that can fit your phone, and their dress has their brand new GTG technology, so you can keep the dress on when you're on the go and got to go. Roback also released full zip hoodies and new workout tanks, so it's safe to say we will be living in Roback. So use the code CHICKS on Roback.com for a generous 20% off your first order of performance skirts, joggers, and hoodies. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off with the code CHICKS.
But you mentioned, I saw a clip how you were talking about, if you and your husband ever get divorced, like you get the country club.
I do. So here's the deal. I am technically the legacy member because my grandparents were members and then my parents. So technically I was the one who got us in. And it was kind of like my husband used to get pissed about it because I never took his last name. So he would say, hey, Mr. McMahon, how are you? And Jeff's like, okay, I'm Mr. Daniels. And I was like, Jeff, imagine what it's like to be a woman, okay? We always get told if I'm checking into a hotel and they say, hey, Miss Daniels, I'm like, fantastic. Yes, I am Miss Daniels. Whatever. Even though I didn't legally change it. All right. I was like, so quit fucking bitching around the country club. God forbid they call you McMahon. Shut the fuck up. But I did tell him, like, in the divorce, I will absolutely rip the one thing that brings him joy, which is our, perfect little country club with 2 great golf courses. I will rip that from under his feet. You know what I mean? That is, I'm not going to let him, like, although I say I'll never get divorced. I'll murder him and then I'll sit in prison and turn to my roommate every day and be like, do you want me to tell you minute by minute, second by second, every single specific detail of how I murdered him? And she's like, oh God, this story again? Like, I'm not gonna,
every night bedtime story.
Every night bedtime story. I don't know if you feel that way passionately.
So here's every little instance that led up to this moment.
Yeah, I'm not letting him go out and get remarried and either ruin another woman's life or be happy. Like, you're going to suffer with me forever. Yeah. He has it good, though. He has it good.
What if, okay, this is kind of dark, but say
I love this.
Say you pass away, right? Mm-hmm. Are you hoping he, like, finds love again, is happy, or are you like, absolutely not?
Well, I will say this. Jeff, I know that there are so many fabulous fans that would really come to his aid. Beautiful, buxom women, big titties that would say, Jeff, here's a nice pillow to cry on. Yeah. I told him he has to wait at least 1 year to have intercourse with somebody that slides in his DMs. He can get a hand job, he can get a blow job, but he cannot go penis into vagina for 1 year.
Fair. I mean, I don't even think you can get a blow job within the year.
You don't think?
I mean, it's like... Well, I guess the stress of losing you.
Yeah, exactly. If any of the women want to step up
and just want to relieve this man.
And they may need it too, because they're sad that I'm gone. You know what I mean? I'm such a guiding light for so many young white women.
The fans come together.
The fans come together. But I did tell him I would haunt him. I'm like, I would be in the fucking corner and I'd haunt you. But I think that's how you know you have a healthy relationship. When I'm like, I love you so much that I want to squeeze you. I want to choke you out.
Right. It would make me absolutely fucking sick to see you happily moved on.
Amen. Amen.
Exactly.
And honestly, God forbid, if he were to get hit by a bus tomorrow, I'm tired. I think I wouldn't even try and be out there looking for dick. I'm moving with one of my best girlfriends. We don't even have to scissor. We can just have a nice platonic relationship. And we can just chill and have, get a lot of weird stray dogs. And just have a compound. I'm done.
That sounds really nice, actually.
Right, everybody's
just
they'd be like, oh, that's Heather's friend, Kathy.
She wears cargo shorts and drives a Subaru. They're not together.
They're not together. But they've been living together for a while now.
And if you have kids or cousins, they'll be like, that's Heather's friend, Kathy. She says they're just friends.
But I'm like, guys, I swear, I'm sorry, I just spilled Diet Coke all over me. I had the shakes today. I'm not even hungover. Like, what is happening?
When do you get some rest?
2026.
Yeah, I think next week I get rest. And that's the thing. I went to Italy and I had this like long honeymoon, and then I go to Italy every summer, and I was just there and I was like, just like, you seem restless.
How nice that you two go to Italy every summer, huh?
I know. But here's the thing. Everyone can go to Italy. If you do it right, you can do it affordably. But everybody here in America buys a fucking lake house. Well, I don't get invited to lake houses. I get invited to Europe. So guess what? I go to Europe.
I'm trying to get on that wave,
Get on that wave. If you spend the same amount of money in the Hamptons, it's everyone's in the Hamptons, in Nantucket. Okay, that's great, but you can also take a first class
flight. The amount of money that you will spend going out 4th of July weekend in Montauk.
She said it.
Could pay for a week in it.
That is true. That is very, very true.
Yeah. So, I know. I rented a house in the Hamptons. It rained every fucking day. And it was like right after my show at Radio City. So I was like, all right, treat everybody. We're going to go out there. It was freezing. It rained. Yeah. It was $4,000 to go to an Applebee's in the Hamptons. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? I'm going to Europe. But I will say, and I hate to say it about specifically the New Yorkers, but I was at this really fancy hotel this summer. I was like, treat myself, use the Amex points, the whole thing. And everybody at this fucking resort, it's this place called Pelicano. It's like creme de la creme. Was these women at the pool. Oh, my kids go to my Rye Country Day. Where's your house? In Bridgehampton, East Hampton. And my husband, who's a born and raised New Yorker, was like, if this fucking bitch says one more thing about Rye or Westchester, he's like, I'm going to murder everybody at this resort. I'm like, New Yorkers are ruining Europe for everyone.
Yeah,
they really
yeah.
are. I'm
It's
sorry,
just-
that's fighting words.
And here's the thing, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Not only are they
Everywhere.
in Europe, if you go on a vacation to the Bahamas or Aruba,
Yeah.
they are crawling around
Yeah.
everywhere. You just hear it out of the corner of your ear. You
Yeah.
hear the accent.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yup. They're one of me. Like, that's how
Oh,
I feel.
yeah,
And
what-
then,
totally.
and like, I'm like, you know, you're like, oh God, will they just shut up me while I'm yapping away in my seat? And I'm like, I think I'm less annoying, but I'm equally, maybe even more annoying than they're being.
Joe and I made friends with a couple that was in the same resort as us on safari. They were both on their second marriage, and they were on their delayed honeymoon, but Connecticut. They were just like, we're like the classic, wherever it was, Darien. Like I was like, oh,
Darien, Connecticut. Yeah.
Hello.
But what's annoying is you'll be in the pool, you'll hear some woman from Long Island screaming because she wants the service to be like New York City service. You're like, you're in Italy. Dinner's gonna last 7 fucking hours. Okay? Like they're like, oh my God, when's he gonna come back with an Aperol spritz? I'm like, when you go to Europe, just be fucking European.
Yeah.
Now I'm Southern. If I heard somebody from fucking Georgia being like, I don't know how to order in Italian, I would also correct them. So I just think we all need to take responsibility and accountability. If y'all are from up north, if you hear Yankees acting like assholes in Europe, say something, and I'll say something to the people of the southern states, okay?
We can all do our part.
We can all do our parts to make Europe less insufferable for, wealthy white women to enjoy themselves. Like, come on. Let me
really
live.
just sit at the pool and not hear the people that you're
You know
with all
what?
the
You
time.
really inspire me to like bask in vacation and luxury and living my life.
You know what has been on the top of my list for years now, and Joe's like, why do you want to go to this place so badly? I'm like, Heather posts it every fucking year, and it looks so great. The Weimar and Turks and Caicos.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Weimar and Turks and Caicos.
I'm like,
It's the best
Joe,
place.
when are we going? Because
I'll hook
every
you up.
time Heather posts,
I got you. When you want to go, I hook you up. My connection to it is we used to go down there all the time. Like when they had limestone roads and there was only like one hotel built. And then my dad was one of the developers of Weimara. So that was our connection. And we have a place there. But I will shout it from the rooftops. I love the people of the Turks and Caicos. It's just, you go down there. There's like one place to like go and like party.
Yeah.
You go, you turn your phone off and you just fucking chill. You know what I mean? It's not a place to be seen. It's just really nice luxury, phenomenal food, and you just enjoy your life.
Yep.
Here's my thing. I live cheaply in so many other ways though. So yes, I do luxuriate. I go on nice vacations, but I also like, my financial advisor was like, Heather, you actually don't spend money on shit,
Yeah.
And I'm always on tour, and so everything's kind of like a business expense.
Yep,
I mean, I will
totally.
get viciously audited by the IRS, I'm sure, after this podcast. But
They are looking into you after
Yeah,
this.
they are looking into
Yep.
me. Half my clothes I get for free. You know what I mean? My friend don't show me her moo-moo. Brands send me shit. I'm like, I haven't been to a CVS in 3 fucking years. Anything. You come into my linen closet, I got everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a perk.
Yep.
That's why
That is a perk.
That's
It
a
is a
perk,
perk.
of getting free shit. So I don't
and,
spend shit.
and you work hard and you deserve it.
And I deserve it. Also, I deserve it.
You do deserve it.
I forgot that still was one of the things I wanted to ask you about was it was like the end of the summer maybe, but did you go back to camp? Like you did a show me your moo thing, but you were back on campus.
Yeah, I did
sorority life. What was that? What are the sorority gals of today's age like when you're going and hanging out with them?
So I was a Delta Gamma at the University of Mississippi. Shout out to my girls, anchor up. So I went back and did a show to like kick off football season. Yep. First of all, I want to make it noted that they sent out a warning advisory to everybody on campus, like this is an adult show. Like Heather curses. I was like, all right, Mississippi,
Okay,
relax.
college.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, college.
Heather
Okay.
curses. She takes out her boobs.
Yeah.
and the
I'll
whole
show you my
thing.
vagina. Absolutely. No, it's so wild. It's a little touch of like nostalgia and bitterness because these girls live in the sickest fucking house, and I know they bring me back because they need me to write a check. You know what I mean? Because they're still paying off the mortgage of this like $10 million renovation. I mean, you have to realize like the SEC, like where I went to school, our houses are huge. Yeah. 200 girls live in the damn house, and that's from one pledge class. Like it's insane. They just have it really nice, and so I go in there and I try and give pep talks to the girls, before rush or whatever. But then I just started to get, it's more like scared straight. I'm like, you better get a spray tan. You better have those extensions brushed out. We are getting the good girls because I'm the alumni paying for this shit. And I also we had to work our dicks off, back in Rush. I'm like, these kids have it so easy.
Yeah.
They really do. I mean, I really hate to sound like the bitter late 30s. Old lady, but these kids, and they're all doing the TikToks and all this shit. I'm like, we didn't have this. We had to go out and shake people's hands in bars,
right,
and really recruit. So
right, it's like they know exactly who the girl is before she gets to the door. It's like the social media has been stalked. They know everything. That's like it's like they're like, oh, that's Ashley. We already know exactly who Ashley is.
But there has to be something a little bit more fun about when you did it, where you meet someone for the first time face to face, and then what can you actually? I never did any of this.
Yeah,
so
I'll walk
can
you
you
through it.
walk me through the entire process, how they rushed you, and then how you did to other people?
Okay, so I honestly. Now looking back, I did not know shit when I was going through Rush. I would go into houses that were great houses. Okay, let me start from scratch. Okay, I'm so brain dead today. Sorry. You don't, when you're rushing, you pretend like you want to go to every house. You don't let any house know that you're going to cut them. I was walking into some house no, I don't like the wallpaper in here. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And that's it's called they call it rush suicide. You keep all your options open. I knew I wanted to be a Delta Gamma. I walked in, I was like, this is it. And then I remember one of my friend's sisters at the KD house. I also like them. She pulled me aside. She's like, Heather, shut the fuck up. She's like, you tell everybody here you're going to be at KD tomorrow on bid day, running down the street in a green jersey. Don't you dare. I was like, but I want to be across the street. She's like, shut up. Okay, DG could cut you. You study the girls. And back in my day, I went to school, the second year Facebook came out. So we'd have PowerPoint presentations of 3 Facebook photos of every girl. So you're studying them, you stalked them. We'd have to meet them at the bars, but you couldn't be seen sitting and talking with them. It was weird. It was a rule where you had to be standing and talking in a circle, but if you sat, it got too personal or some shit. I also had to sit and smoke a cigarette. I could never smoke cigarettes standing up. It was a whole thing. Yeah. So you stalk these women, and then you pretend when they come into the house, it's your first time meeting them, but you've you know what they smell like, what car they drive. It gets really fucking creepy. And then when you're on the other side of it, you know which houses like you where they place you in the house. Okay, they say I'm spilling the tea. So if you go into the Kappa house and they put you in the front, they like you. You're probably getting a bid. Okay, so if you're in the back, I just want y'all to know, if you're in the back of the Pi-Fi house, it's not gonna work out, sweetie. But I had a freaking blast. But a lot of people had really dark sorority experiences, and when I saw Bama Talk and all that shit, that wasn't my experience. I showed up. I was never hazed. They gave me gifts. They were welcome to sisterhood. We did philanthropy work. We partied our asses off. It really was a positive experience. So when I see stuff online, I'm like, nobody hazed me. Can you imagine somebody a young girl trying to fucking haze me? I'm 5'10". I got broad shoulders. I'm like, get in line, bitch.
I'll stomp on you.
I will fucking kick your ass.
I find the whole thing to be terrifying, just because, like you said, I had never experienced anything like this. So just from what I've seen online or TV shows, I'm like, this is an absolutely terrifying experience. Only one of my friends was in a sorority, but it wasn't at a school that was so, the schools that are so into it. So I find it to be so fascinating, but hearing your experience is so different than experiences you hear where people are like, we were hazed, they made us you hear the sickest stories, they make girls sit on a laundry machine and all weird shit. But I guess and maybe it did happen, but it's not.
I'm sure it did happen, but at Ole Miss it did. Now the guys got hazed, and I don't think if I had a son, I'd ever let him be in a fraternity. The shit that they got into was insane. But no, I really genuinely everyone was nice. We just hung out and partied together, and we had costume parties. It was not. Yeah. If it has changed, then I don't want to be a part of the culture. But it was fucking fantastic, and we bought gifts for each other, and it was it was phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, you had a dandy time.
I had a dandy time at Delta Gamma and Ole Miss. But I do think I could go back one day, again, if Jeff gets hit by a bus, I could be a house mom. I think I would thrive as a house mom. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I would have loose cigarettes in my bedside drawer. If the girlies are outside, I'm like, girls, who needs a menthol? You know what I mean? I think it would be so fun. Oh, also, for the younger people who are listening, y'all got to quit sharing the vapes. Everyone's sharing the same fucking vape. Yeah. I go back to Ole Miss all the time, and everyone's in the bar sharing the vape. That's how you get mono. Stop doing that. Have your own personal vape. Okay? I just want to get that off my chest.
We have to wrap up, but I do want to ask an update on the acting journey. You know, we've talked about your auditions. We've talked about
Thought you'd never ask.
We've talked about the cell tapes.
Thank God you brought this up to end the interview.
Thank you so much for bringing this up. Well, I haven't booked anything yet in a minute. Listen, I don't know what the fuck to do anymore. I'm a great actor, but I always get beat out for any role by Jillian Bell. Do you know who she is?
Yes.
Really phenomenal comedic actress, but I now tell my agents, I'm like, if Jillian Bell's booking it, or she's even auditioning, I'm not even going to submit a tape because this bitch fucking got it. It is such a journey. My husband and I still fight when he has to help me with self-tapes. I'm just hoping that I get to a point where I've done enough of these fucking specials and, that they just go ahead and call me. Spielberg's like, we already want you. We don't even need you to audition.
Yeah, because I feel like they could just write a movie for you at this point.
I agree.
You have such a personality that just would fit into like a perfect comedy movie. Like, what are we doing here?
I have written a movie. We just sold it. And then I wrote another TV show that we're hoping gets picked up. Here's the thing. I do all this shit behind the scenes. I have like 10 scripts out. But to get anything made is nearly impossible. So I'm just fingers crossed. Everyone light a candle, say a prayer that my shows get picked up.
We will.
Because I'm out here fighting for my life.
You are too funny for
100%.
them not to be picked
100%.
up.
You're the best. And y'all, thank you for dealing with me today. I am sorry. I literally, it is like if somebody didn't bring me this Diet Coke, I wouldn't have made it. Like, I don't know if I want to throw up, take a nap.
No, it's
You know
so
what I
fine.
mean?
There's been plenty of times, even this is our own studio where we're like, okay, the lights, we might go down.
Yeah.
Like
Sometimes I'm in the middle of the interview and then my eyes just start going in the back and I'm like, am I even in this room right now?
Yeah.
So I appreciate the honesty of when you're just like, listen guys, I'm just not really feeling it, but let's just talk.
I feel like I had a stroke earlier this morning and I've been fighting through it all day, but I love y'all and thank you for the Diet Coke.
We love you.
Please, Coke, please sponsor the girls.
Yes.
And congratulations on the wedding. Good luck with the upcoming wedding.
Thank you.
And I'll give you my number, so I'll take you to the Turks.
Yeah, please.
No, I got you. I got you hooked up.
Guys, we got it. We got
I
it.
got
The
that.
Turks.
Thank God. I can't wait to text Joe and tell him
we're going to the
text my
Turks.
husband.
He's your husband. You can say
Isn't that
now.
wild?
It is. Yeah, it is.
It does feel different, doesn't it?
It totally does.
Yeah.
Totally
It's special.
does.
You love them,
Yeah.
and now you know you could go to prison forever if you murder them.
Yep.
But I just
100%.
want you to know it's the best in the world.
It really. I was laughing when you were talking about the name thing because even when we first. Like, obviously, I booked everything for the honeymoon.
Yeah.
So, like, we walk into the first hotel and they're like, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Mariano. And he's like, shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
you know what you want to say? Well, if you would have planned it, if you would have booked it, if you would have done this shit, don't pipe up now, okay?
Right, exactly.
I had my spreadsheet. I planned this a year ago.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck up and enjoy the safari, okay?
No, it's 100%.
Right, put your little
100%.
hat on and let's
It's
go
like-
see some lions.
He is a great sport because he wants to be fully Italian.
Right.
So like Joe, his last name, he's got an Irish last name.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like Joe Riley, but he's like Joe Mariano is kind of like
It's kinda legit.
like the guy I want to be.
It's everything I want to be in life.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
So it fits.
It's not too
but
late.
yes.
It is 2024.
No, 100%.
You could take your last
It is.
name.
We are progressive out here for sure.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, exactly.
Heather, thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank I love you so
Everyone
much.
stream
We love you.
Breadwinner on
It's on Hulu. I got new tour
Yeah.
dates coming up. HeatherOnTour.com. We're doing the most. I'll see you in the new year.
And maybe you'll bump into Turks.
Yeah,
I'll be there. I literally will be
or
there.
Italy.
Yeah,
Yep.
there
All
you
right.
go.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Heather. We
Heather.
love you.
Y'all are the best. Thank you.
Pack your bags, chicks. Rumhaven is giving you the opportunity to win some sweet prizes. You have the chance to win either a trip for you and a friend to see us front row at our holiday spectacular in Boston. You could also win some Chicks in the Office and Rumhaven merch if you enter. So go to rumhaven.com for official rules and fill out the sweepstakes form for your chance at paradise. Once again, if you are looking to come to our sold out show in Boston, you will win, you and a friend, to see us front row at our holiday spectacular in Boston, or you could win some Chicks in the Office and Rumhaven merch if you go to rumhaven.com for official rules and fill out the sweepstakes form for your chance at paradise. So once again, Rumhaven for official rules, fill out the sweepstakes forms, and you can win some prizes or front row seats at our holiday spectacular. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys so very much. We're giving you warm and cozy hugs because the weather may be getting a bit colder. Although I think a hot front is on the horizon as well. So who knows? I'm giving you a hug regardless.
Thank you, Weatherman Rhea.
Yep, that is my report for today. Love you so very much. Hugs and kisses.